And look at Randy Orton slithering.
Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
KO! Here's the cover.
Hey, what's up everyone, and we're back finally today with another video. This time we're looking at a match on Pilsen in the 13105, which is actually a map that you're not going to see a lot of. That's not true. You're going to see a lot of the map, but you're not going to see a lot of great games in scouts on these type of maps. I know it can get repetitive seeing the same maps over and over and over again, where I post on like Proc, Mali, stuff like that, and obviously you're going to have better games on those maps because simply they're more suited to that style of play for light tanks. But every once in a while you can have a good result here on a map like this. It does help that I'm in an autoloader at 13105 has. It just makes ambushing people much easier, because that's usually how you're going to have to approach these types of maps in light tanks, is more taking advantage of people's positioning and kind of like taking advantage of blind corners and stuff like that, rather than depending on vision and other things, and mobility. You're more going to have to be aware and very aware of the angles that you're fighting at, because there's a lot less room to maneuver, and especially on this variant of Pilsen, where one team starts up on the hill, one starts down in the town warehouse type area, rather than the traditional setup of this map where you can kind of fight in the hills and it's a little more dynamic. These spawn points tend themselves to be a little more static in terms of the gameplay, and very difficult for scouts to do well on, unless you take advantage of stuff like that, where that Valor's a one-shot, and we do have the vision. There are still opportunities, though rare, to abuse that vision and camo, like we did there. So, benefit of having that good mobility and a decent camo here is that we're able to push a very aggressive position and then get some shots on a guy that's not expecting to get shot. He's obviously looking at the other flank. We put two into him, he starts turning around, and we have some cover here, so we can kind of take advantage of that. We're a tiny tank. We don't have the armor, obviously, but we can take advantage of much smaller pieces of cover to hide our tank from fire from that M48 over there. And so now he's starting to lose interest because he can't obviously see us, and we're not giving him the opportunity to fight us at all when we've now reloaded our clip. So now we're just looking for a shot on this guy, see if he pokes out between the railroad, these train cars at some point, and we can actually see his cupola, so we're going to try to go for that shot. But he backs up again. Somehow that one goes in. Kind of a chancy shot, but he moves forward into cover, and then we turn our attention to the super conch, who thinks he's safe, but yeah, those doors are definitely not solid cover. They may look like it, but they're very easily destroyed. So we take him out and don't even get spotted because of the camo on the 13105, and he's also, yeah, it's actually kind of surprising to get spotted there, to be fair. But we've kind of overused that position, so now we're going to be a little bit more aggressive again. We see the M48A2 kind of poked out in the open again, a little bit out of position here. He shoots at us, does only track damage somehow, so we're going to make him pay for his bad RNG. Shame on you for your bad RNG. And put two more shots into him before reloading another clip. So this has been ideal so far in terms of a Pilsen game in a light tank. Again, it helps with 1305 because you can punish people 3 times usually if they shoot you or out of position or just aren't paying attention to all the different lines of sight and different angles that are presented on a map like this. Because even on open maps, while they are wide open, they tend to be a little easier to kind of focus where the enemy's going to be at. Versus this, there's a lot of different like alleyways, lines of sight that maybe aren't as expected. On something like Proc, you know the enemy team is going to be on the other side of that hill in the middle. You know that. Do you know exactly where? No, but you know that if you cross over that hill, at least you should. Some people that doesn't seem to be the case, you're just going to get punished. Versus here, you could think you're safe and then get shot from halfway across the map by somebody that you never even saw. And that's why when I get targeted like I did there, even for like a second, I'm pulling it forward immediately. Just not taking any chances there. And here we're going to be very aggressive. See, this 48 patent is a one shot. We put one in, of course, it low rolls because why not? Puts one into us, and then we finish him off. Getting a little lucky there with the RBRTs, but that tank's armor isn't the best. Put one into the T-54E1. Very lucky not to take two shots from him, actually. It's a bit of luck, dumb luck there. And now we're just reloading again. We're already up to almost 5k damage, which would be a great result in its own right for a scout tank on Pilsen. Absolutely a great result. Anything like, even over like 3k damage or anything is a good result in terms of damage numbers. You're obviously not going to get the assisted that you would like on a map like this, at least most of the time. There's always this weird like one-offs where it can happen, but you can see so far we only have 680 assisted. If you're looking for assisted on maps like this for like 3 marks, you're probably going to have to get it from tracking people and not from spotting people. And at this point, our base is being capped, so we're just going to ignore this E3. It's tempting to go after him, but we cannot wait for that. We have 10 seconds left on the cap timer. We see the 277 right in front of us. Put one in him, but he did not have all the cap points, so now we got to go in again on 500 hit points. Luckily, Leopard 1 gets shot down for us. We put one into somebody, put another into 268 version 5, and then we're out. Luckily, getting out of there on 300 hit points, somehow surviving. Yeah, it's just, again, some more luck, but you always need that for those kind of good games, especially on maps such as Pilsen and Lights. You're going to need a little bit of that 4-leaf clover kind of luck. And at this point, we're kind of taking advantage of the enemy's attention span on other tanks. Unfortunately, there, we made another big misplay. I do this not fairly often, but it does happen, is we only loaded 1 shell there. And luckily, we have plenty of time to reload for another clip. But that could have been really detrimental if the cap timer was even closer. So luckily, we do have time here. We have teammates that have gotten here in time, the TDs that were a little bit slower. We've delayed them enough to where we can come in and now reload another clip. Track the I-7 with that first heat shell. And we make sure that one goes in. I put the next one in the 2685 just to reset him. I could have killed the IS-7 there, but I figured I'm just going to reset the cap timer just in case rather than killing that guy. And our waffle comes in and cleans up house. So, excellent base defense right there. For the most part, again, reloading only 1 shell. It happens, especially in the heat of the game, or heat of the moment like that. It can be kind of difficult to keep track of everything that's going on, no matter who you are. So, yeah, it's whatever. It worked out, and that's really all that matters at this point. And now it's just me versus me and the 2 TDs versus this T100 LT. T100 LT could used to hypothetically kill me at this one shot, but now I know that's very unlikely to happen with his 300 alpha, quote unquote. So I should be able to eat 1 shot from him. However, it's gonna be kind of difficult because I can't really outturn his RBRTing skills that the T100 has. It's a very skillful tank, so all you have to do is really just RBRT onto somebody and it hits. So now, got to be a little bit careful here how we approach this, because it's a very hard light tank for me to fight in the 13105, especially with how low health we are. We're going to ambush this guy, put one into him while he's going in a straight line. He's not expecting me to come out of that left side of his field of vision, I guess. Second one misses, and our third one tracks him miraculously, RBRTing at like 150 meters. I don't know. RNG is a wonderful thing. Somehow our E4 doesn't shut him down. I don't know how. I literally tracked him in front of him. Not sure how that happened. So now we got to reload our last clip of heat. And now the T100 is focused on me again while I'm reloading. Luckily for me, he's so focused that he runs right into a building. And then our 850 Alpha TD rolls for 706. T100 puts one into us. course, we track him twice with Heat because Heat is a wonderful shell type. I just love it so much. And now we're completely out of shells. So that's fun. And I'm like, okay, please somebody shut him down. Please, Waffle. And thankfully the Waffle does shut him down. Probably not going to lose that game because of the timer running down there at the end. But just to be sure, the Waffly one is able to clean him up. And we were able to finish with a whopping 7,400 damage, 5 kills, and just under 700 assisted. A ridiculous result for Pilsen. Definitely not the norm, but it's nice to feature a map that isn't the norm for light tank big games, like Proc, like my last upload in the Sheridan. So hopefully you guys enjoyed something a little bit different, and I will catch you next time. See you.